Totes Recall.
Ooh, welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we cannot remember very well, and then we push pause on the recording, eat 2 pizzas and salads while watching the movie. Thank you, patrons, for that sustenance. Come back, second half of the show. We are talking again about the movie. Now we're wondering, how did it hold up in this year? It's been a while.
Oh, no. I knew it was going to happen as soon as you said it out loud.
What do we get right or wrong about our memories and the world around us? My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this very special episode.
What's special about it?
It's Netvember, baby.
Oh,
Yes.
Netvember, baby.
Oh, can we watch the net again?
01001. You've got mail. Trademark.
It really does start with a full donkey, huh?
It really does. Or did. Young people, ask your parents.
Modems. The internet should make more noise.
Huh?
What?
The internet should make more noise, like to get on.
But you're
Like
always
a
on it
modem.
now.
Like,
You're always on, though.
you know, I will say this, though. Like, for cars that don't have, like, starting sounds, like
It's
electric
weird,
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they just add sound because you feel like you're missing it.
Yeah.
I wonder, I bet there is an app or a plug-in that would make those modem sounds for you when you open up your browser.
I'm sure there
Yeah,
are.
I'm sure there is. Hackers is our movie.
Oh. Beep, boop, beep, beep.
Clickety clack.
Clickety clack. I'm
clickety.
typing.
Phone-
I'm typing
I'm
so
a
fast.
phone freak.
Oh, I'm freaking.
Is that
movie,
something?
Yep.
Yeah.
A movie that feels like the most 90s there is.
Oh, my God, right?
Oh,
I can remember nothing about. Did I say that I watched this?
Who knows?
Oh boy.
I've never seen this movie and I don't know what it is.
And River Phoenix is not in this one, right? He was in Sneakers.
That was last Netvember.
Which are sneakers.
okay.
Sneakers.
This is hackers,
This is
which is sort of like sneakers, except they're hacking,
Yeah.
not sneaking.
Is this year 3 of Netvember?
Yes.
Must be.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Happy
sounds right.
birthday, Netvember.
Happy birthday, Netvember.
Yeah, for people who aren't in the know, Netvember is, of course, our many attempts to pull November's notorious holidays away from the notoriety that the most popular holiday has by coming up with more fun ideas. One of which is Netvember, in which we watch a movie that is somehow related to computers or the internet.
And I think it started as an excuse to watch The Net,
Correct.
starring Sandra Bullock.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Or at least an excuse to watch it in November.
Yes. It was
fair.
something, it was probably something where we thought we were going to watch The Net and we're like, wouldn't it be funny if we watched it in November?
Does this replace Thanksgiving?
Absolutely not, Molly.
We still are very thankful.
Okay.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, my friends.
That's right.
That's the primary holiday in Netvember.
Exactly. Netvember is just a way to like get into the holiday spirit by perhaps going online and Googling Tom Hanks and then reading up on him so that by the time Thanksgiving comes around, you can be like, yeah, I know a lot about this guy. I want to watch a movie he's in.
Yeah. Anyway, Hackers must have come out in like 94.
95. I'm going to say 95.
That's pretty good.
I've seen this movie, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
I don't think you did.
I have.
Okay. Can you tell us who's in it?
Maybe. Dan, have you seen this movie?
I'm pretty sure I have. I probably caught it on cable.
Okay.
And so I've seen parts at least.
Okay.
It features a very young superstar.
Yes.
But first, do we want to
Yes, absolutely we do.
hack the planet
Yep.
that is our podcast and do a Union Strong pre-call where Beth at least, and maybe Molly,
Yeah.
try to figure out what this movie is in 60 seconds. Exactly.
Yeah, let us celebrate the incredibly labor supportive entity known as the internet by doing a Union Strong pre-call. Are you
Great.
ready?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. And I always forget where it is. There it is. Oh my God.
Do you mean to do it?
No, I'm fine. I got it. I gotta go.
We open on the inside of a wire and you're zipping
Oh,
around
nice.
That's good.
carrying information.
And you pan out from a computer and there's somebody typing away. They're hacking away.
It's clickety clack.
And we find out that's the main hacker.
Oh, on the mainframe, and they're typing in green text on a boring screen.
They're trying to steal something from a bank.
Ooh, or the CIA. Maybe both.
Turns out they're
30 seconds.
It was accidental. Maybe the first time it was accidental, and then they had to do it professionally because the FBI caught them and then made them turn on their friends.
Oh, and their friends also are hackers.
And they order pizza at least once.
And they're CD-ROMs.
Ooh, yeah, floppy disks.
10 seconds.
They hack into the most difficult place to hack.
Yes.
And they get whatever they're supposed
It's a convention
to get.
floor. Is there a convention floor?
Time.
Molly, you recounted so many details to the net and sneakers.
Listen, there's only so many things a Netvember movie can be about, right?
Beth, did you get all of your ideas out? I feel like...
I mean, my main idea is that there's a group of very good hackers. They have to hack into something that's supposedly very difficult to hack into. They have challenges. They end up doing it. And then two of them kiss at the end.
These are all great bets.
Is there a love triangle?
I don't know if there's a triangle. There's at least a line,
Okay.
like a two-dimensional line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love line.
A love line.
Where 2 points. There are 2 points.
Yeah.
And they connect.
Thank you for that geography. Longtime listeners know geometry. Excuse me. Thank you for that geometry.
You're welcome.
Longtime listeners know how I feel about love triangle, which is it's usually not a triangle. It's usually two line segments connected
Oh, bless
An angle.
us.
at an angle. It's a love angle.
Fun fact, I just watched the horny tennis movie Challengers.
Oh,
And
I
then
thought about watching that.
Was reading about it on a certain website that I won't say because that happens in the second half of this podcast, where the director apparently went to the screenwriter and specifically asked them to rewrite a scene in the movie because, in his opinion, all, as he put it, quote, all corners of a love triangle should touch.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I gotta watch this horny
Well,
tennis
they
movie
don't
now.
understand how triangles work. Those corners don't touch each other. Those intersections do.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Well, the
I'm
intersections don't touch.
This is why our readers, this is why
Yeah.
our listeners tune in,
Yeah.
is to hear us talk about geometry.
All vertexes should be joined.
Ugh,
Well,
I'm already
but
bored.
that would be complete. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Angelina Jolie. This is early Angelina Jolie.
Whoa.
Young-ish.
Young,
Pretty
hacking.
young-ish. Hacker.
She's a hacker?
She's
I
a
think
hacker.
so.
Johnny
Women
Lee
know how to
Millier's
use
a hacker.
computers?
Yeah.
Yes,
These
at
are
least one.
Dan's bet that other Dan also, that broke my brain a little bit, that you've already touched on a little bit. At least those two, but probably all of the young people in this movie will look the most 90s you've ever seen a young person look.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Amazing.
Look like a big Gap ad. So sorry, I heard Angelina Jolie, but I missed the second one.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Who?
He's in Hackers.
Yes. He's also in
Is that what he's known for?
other things. I mean, for a
Hackers.
while, yeah, he was.
Yeah. You've seen the GIF where he's leading out of a cop car screaming, "Hack the planet."
I haven't.
Well,
I
he's-
only saw that today
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've seen
on
him
our
in,
Discord.
you've probably seen him in other things, like by now, because he shows up in a lot of UK centric products.
Ooh, does he have an accent in this?
I don't think so.
And
Yeah.
are they the love line?
I think
think
they're the
so.
love line. Those are the
Okay.
only people I remember. that's in
Dan's
it.
bet this takes place in sunny California.
But they're a collection of like young burnout
Yeah,
grunge kids.
Ooh, is it like Slackers?
Sort of. That's in Texas, right?
And the slackers don't freak or hack, as far as I remember.
What is freak?
Phone freaking is
Please.
early hacking.
PH? It's spelled with a PH for
Yeah.
context.
Oh, okay.
Both phone and freak.
Yes.
Okay.
Beth, the phone is spelled with a PH. Beth is falling asleep. Oh no.
I would enjoy that more if phone were spelled with an F.
I mean, me
Yeah.
too.
Like just for
Phones
fun.
with an F and freaks with a P.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's fun.
that's fun.
But
Oh.
that's
Like
not.
movie phone. Movie phones with an F?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you
Movie
at that
phone.
time I couldn't see clearly because I got my eyes dilated and I called my sister and asked her to read off the movie times for me because I couldn't see my screen, but
Nice.
I could see a movie screen.
Did she do a movie phone voice?
She did it in movie
Yeah.
phone voice. It was the best thing
I'd like
I've
to
ever
shake
heard.
your sister's
I
hand.
know, I know.
Phone freaking was a way to like make free phone calls by playing the tones that a phone used and like tricking
Oh.
the system into thinking you paid for it.
Nice.
Isn't that hilarious? That was a big problem.
It was a thing.
Long distance calls.
Yeah.
And like minutes.
And
like,
then
none of this matters anymore.
and then it also it sort of evolved as the information superhighway, like the actual infrastructure, the series of tubes, if you will,
Yeah.
started to get laid down. It sort of got integrated into freaking, where like you would get like handsets that the telecom companies would use when they'd like have to, connect into whatever existing system, and then you use that to like fuck with stuff.
Ooh, like the Matrix.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 1994.
Nice.
I'll say 6.
Whoa.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
The spiciest number there is.
Dan's bet, the villain in this movie is going to have ridiculous facial hair.
I like that.
Thank you.
Well, like a West. Oh my God.
Goatee?
A Wild West mustache.
I don't
or-
know. Probably. I feel like I remember his general look being sort of like almost deliberately offensive in its choices.
And is he he's like a corporate guy?
I feel like he's like the 90s equivalent of like what we would think of for like, I don't know, like a Zuck, right? He's sort of like a Zuck, or like perhaps a old friend of a sneaker who now owns a company that may or may not be run by the mob, Molly.
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
That's
the movie
Sneakers, Molly.
Sneakers that you'd already pulled the half
Yes.
of for this movie.
What happens?
In Sneakers?
Yes.
Ben Kingsley turns out to be using his sneaking powers for bad.
Oh.
But he also thinks he's changing the world. But what's his name? Redford? Is that who's in it? Robbie Rodford.
Robbie Rodford.
Is like, no, you're doing bad. You're bad sneaking. And he's like, well,
We forgot about him. Sorry.
huh?
In our Patreon content where we ran down all of our after credits heroes.
Oh my God, we did.
We forgot about Robbie Rodford.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Wow.
10 years.
Apologies to the patrons out there who are screaming, what about Robbie Rodford?
Where's Robert?
That's Robert Redford.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go buy our Robbie Rodford shirt on merch.totsrecall.com.
He loves knots.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like he is like some kind of, he works for some kind of like telecom startup super company. Like he probably is like, they probably know who he is, and he's probably got like a cool rep with the hackers. Then it
Yeah.
turns out he's like a bad man.
Not down. Actually wants to make money. They're kind of anarchists. They've got
Yes.
anarchy vibes.
Yes.
Jean jackets
Yeah.
Yes.
with no sleeves.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my
I believe they have.
That is a bet I'm making.
Nice. I will also bet they have a ton of product in their hair.
Oh, sure.
All of them.
There's
Like,
blonde tips.
Yes.
I love that.
Frosted
bet.
tips.
Hugely
Big
good
time.
bet.
Piercings.
For sure.
I bet Jolie's got piercings
Yeah.
in places where you don't often see piercings in the 90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
and maybe a tattoo that is like called out.
Whoa. Because she's so bad.
It's like, oh, what's that tattoo? And it's like, it's code for I'm bad.
I now that you've said that, Beth, I'm going to be so mad if one of them doesn't have a piece of code tattooed on their bodies. Like I will be genuinely mad at the screenwriters for not doing that.
Wouldn't that be so sad? Because like when I came up and learned HTML, that
Yeah.
was kind of, it was a good thing to know. And it's so easy.
Yeah.
And like if you were to commit to like getting HTML code put on your arm, like you couldn't show your face in public.
Why not? Most people wouldn't even know what it is.
Oh, that's a good point. You know what? Never mind.
What would you get? Like a body tag? That's kind
Yeah.
of fun because it's on your body.
Oh, that is
Oh,
fun.
that's
and then
pretty
like
good.
head
Yeah.
on the top of your head, and then
Oh,
like
so
on
you
your
get
neck.
the entire structure
Yeah.
of an HTML page, like on the various parts of your body that make the most sense.
Yeah.
And have a little footer tag on your feet.
Yeah.
Title.
That's actually kind of fun.
That's cute.
But also,
Somebody's definitely done that before, right?
yeah, probably, and maybe then regret it. But yeah, I hope that
Ooh, it's a good Halloween costume idea
an HTML
for next
Going as
year.
HTML?
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Just go as like HTML code.
The Gen Alphas will eat it up. That costume screams the kind of costumes my mom does for Halloween, where like she spends half of her night, because she gets a ton of kids, and she spends half her night going like, who do you think I am? And then they attempt it, and they're children, so they're of course wrong, because my mom put like more than one layer to it, which
Yeah.
is too many layers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So she's like, no, and then she explains it, and the kids, of course, don't give a shit.
I can't make fun. I once went as Old Navy fleece
Love it.
and once as a hostess cupcake because I was hosting a party.
Nice.
That's great.
It was cute, but it wasn't enough of a payoff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
They rarely
I went
are.
as Angela Chase from My So-Called Life.
Okay.
That crushed. People got that immediately.
Nice.
Everything else, anytime you have to be like, okay, well, so this little white squiggle represents the top of a hostess cupcake.
Mhm.
That's bad. It's not good.
But is hacking bad or good? Because they're technically breaking the law.
That's right.
But are the laws bad? That's some of the themes that will be explored in Hackers.
Ooh,
Or at
moral
least-
relativism.
Or at least some of the themes that it will be claiming to be attempting to explore.
Is there a car chase?
Ooh.
I
good
Any
hope
sort of
question.
real life running?
There definitely, there has to be a scene where like somehow the hacking is causing some event in the real world that is dangerous, right?
Ooh, like
Like the
lights
hacking
changing
went bad?
colors?
Yeah,
Oh, traffic lights?
maybe.
That's a good hack.
That is a
guess.
good hacking.
They caused it to go bad.
I don't know. In some way, in some way, hacking goes wrong.
I think one of the hackers is going to push it too far. And they used to have a code. But
The
now this hacker
Oh, like a
is
moral code?
Yes.
a moral code, but it's a double entendre.
Got
Nice.
But now this hacker just wants to hack for chaos.
Okay. Dance bet. The chaos hacker knows that they're hacking into evil facial hair man's system. And the other hackers think like, haha, that's so cool that we got into this guy's system. But chaos hacker takes it too far to the point where that guy catches them. And they make an enemy of this evil corporate hacker man.
And he tries to hack them.
I think so,
He
right?
hacked
Hack him back.
He like hacks back.
Hack me and I hack you back.
Genuine high five just
but
happened.
it made no sound whatsoever.
Ollie pulled away.
I thought we weren't supposed to interrupt the podcast.
For a high five, anytime.
Anytime.
All right. That was bad. Try again.
I heard it. Very pretty
It's
okay.
okay. It's not very satisfying. Can you add in a sound that sounds better?
Well, I think someone's going to high five Dan right now. Oh, wow.
Wow. Very good high fives,
Incredibly
everyone.
genuine high fives that just happened. Do we think there's going to be some sort of stuffy authority figure or parent at one point that's just like, ooh, you young kids with your hair and your piercings, get out of that computer box.
Is one of them hacking like in their basement?
Ooh, I bet they are.
The hacking
it's
with
like-
their mom's house.
Oh, Mom, get off the phone.
That has to happen at least once, right?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, you had to use a phone line.
Yeah.
An audio phone line for the internet.
Yeah. What sound did it
Neither
make?
of those
and
things make
also had
sense
to
to
use
anybody.
a phone line for audio, which is wild.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that we call it a phone line because it was an actual line, right? Like
Whoa.
a line of cable.
Yeah.
hmm
Wait, what?
And then when we came out with cell phones, we kept calling them wireless
Right.
because we couldn't get over it's like a driverless car,
Yeah.
right? A wireless phone.
Wireless
She's-
phones are different than mobile phones.
That's true.
Oh, that's fair.
There's also, are you talking about cordless phones?
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
Do people say wireless phone?
I feel like
Okay.
wireless was a big part of vernacular for a
I
while.
always said
Maybe it was.
cordless, but maybe
I just
that's
think it's so interesting how we first define things by what they lack because
Oh,
we
sure.
cannot imagine what they are.
Oh.
Whoa.
I just read The Birds, the short story,
Uh-huh.
and they kept talking about the wireless, and I think they mean the radio.
Yes.
Oh,
That is what they mean.
Wow. Nice.
Well, and then
I know.
yeah. Although I will say the exception to the thing that, well, I guess electronic mail is distinguishing it, but we didn't call it like paperless mail.
Right.
Right.
Whoa.
Paperless Post is a brand.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I was just
Whoa.
going to say. Here's something that fucks me up.
Okay.
Is where machines that like got there first and are the most generic version, like washing machine
Yeah.
is a clothes washing machine.
Right.
What about the dishwasher though? That's
Right.
also a washing machine.
Indeed.
But like I guess the clothes washer got there first and like dishwasher's got to be like, damn, I'm a washing machine too.
Yeah.
The concept of dishwasher is like, damn, I feel like I'm getting the short shrift.
Yeah,
here. I
because
see.
clothes washing machine got the generic one.
Well, and then the dryer got in there with their buddy, and then the hair dryer's like, okay.
Well,
I guess
you
that's
gotta
how it goes.
specify,
yeah.
Wow.
Even though
That's
you
a
could
good one.
technically dry a clothes with a hair dryer.
You could?
Yeah.
You could.
Or
could
a
dry
hand
'em.
dryer.
Oh, wow.
They got hand dryers at the swim place that I take my kid to, and
Here
the
we
kids use them to dry their hair.
Speak on it.
They're just mounted higher up,
Oh, okay.
and you see the kids push the button and stand under them.
Nice.
They're like the older style that aren't too loud,
Yeah.
in case anybody was worried. Those hand dryers are too loud.
They are too loud.
Your
They
head's not down by him, though.
Well, children's are. Someone
I
did a
see.
science
I see.
project
Yeah.
on it. All the adults were like, they're not too loud. And then the child was like, what about if your ears are the height of the hand dryer and it was too many decibels?
You got me there.
Oh.
Stupid accelerator or whatever. Those ones don't even work that well.
Huh?
What's the brand that's like accelerator or extreme hand dryer?
the ones that you put your hands inside.
No, those ones are okay. The Dyson ones.
Yeah.
Also, hand dryers don't work that well. Who's got time for that?
Finally, I saw I saw a report about this that paper towels are a little bit better and not quite as bad for the environment, but it's all bad for the environment. But there's this guy who did a whole TED talk about how to use the least number of paper towels possible to dry your hands.
Okay.
Oh, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
Spoiler, you shake your hands 8 times. You
8?
take the paper
Specifically
towel
8?
and you fold it in half so it has double thickness.
Do I shake my hands onto the floor?
You just shake them wherever
Wherever you want,
Maybe
baby.
over the sink.
over the
Over the
sink.
sink?
Like 1, 2, yeah. You
8
just shake them
times.
out.
Or like on somebody's suit that you don't
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
like
wow.
the villain in Hackers.
There it is.
Totally.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
we're
probably
doing.
wearing a
We're in the
suit.
middle of a podcast. I forgot.
And it's not just old man Dan complaints about
I
technology.
mean, it kind of is at this
the
point.
technology
Like-
is a hand dryer.
Yeah. I got opinions. I'm a white man in his 40s and I got a microphone.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about it.
Yeah, that is true. We've done that. We did this. We unleashed this upon the world. We brought lightning down from the heavens and put it in Dan's hands.
I don't remember anything else about hackers.
I don't either. And
What are they
it's
trying to
gonna come
hack?
pretty
I don't.
soon.
I still don't get what they're trying to hack.
The mainframe.
The planet.
For what? For money? For
Just
power?
for anarchy, to bring down
Yeah.
the suits.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to like mess everything up.
And then I think they mess with the wrong guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he's mad.
And he's also a hack man, so he
okay,
can like
so
hack
they
back.
hack each other. Okay.
Like I think
I
he
get
uses
it now.
I think he uses hacking skills to like track them down and they're like, "Oh shit, the
track
consequences
hack.
to our actions."
Yeah.
And then it turns out he's like a bad man, like he's
Yeah.
not just like mad at them, he's like genuinely shitty.
And then
but I
one
don't
of the
remember
hackers
why.
is like, this is getting too real. I'm out.
"Ooh, I bet that happens."
Yeah.
Write down too real.
Do y'all remember that song, Smack Me and I'll Smack You Back?
No.
No.
Oh. It came out around 1991, 92-ish
Okay.
times.
You think
But
it's in this
anyway,
movie?
I don't know, but every time we're talking about this, I'm like, hack me back.
Yeah.
One time I made a very good joke with a fellow nerd camp attendee
Okay.
Oh.
where he was like, write me. And I was like, and I'll write you back to the same cadence as a popular song
I
during
see.
that
okay,
time.
Okay.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Okay. Did you high five?
I'm just trying to help you feel better about your hand dryer business.
Speaking of music,
I feel great about
speaking
it.
of music, I want to bet that there will be at least one Prodigy song in this movie.
Yes,
Oh my
that
god!
is a great bet.
Absolutely. I'd be. I mean,
Thank you.
I'd be surprised if they aren't all Prodigy songs.
Maybe.
I am very excited for the soundtrack.
Ooh, is
Oh,
there
I
going to be
bet
a
it's good.
boombox in the background?
Mid-90s
Probably
movie.
wrong era. Ooh, probably one of those 5 CD spinners.
Yeah.
Remember
Ooh,
those?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Like when they're about to hack, they got to put on their hack mix.
They take their Sony and they put in their 5
Totally.
discs.
And the cartridge. Remember the cartridge style?
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't
Oh,
expect
yes.
Yeah.
this particular movie to make me feel so old. I do feel like the pizza's coming soon.
We should talk about women because I respect them, and I bet this movie doesn't. Bechdel Wallace. We know we got Angelina Jolie. She probably has a name.
Yeah. I hope so.
God, I hope so.
They
And
don't
we
name
will accept code names, right?
Oh, we
Oh,
will
for sure.
Hacking
Okay.
monikers.
Because those, for them, they're their real
Handles.
names, right?
yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is that one?
I hope so.
Scorpion.
Scorpion? Yeah. Wow.
That's mine now. No one take that. That's right.
The cobbler.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to.
Stop logging into all the websites and taking Scorpion.
Beth's
Scorch machine.
Beth's hacker name is Phoenix. Dan's is Scorpion. Mine is the cobbler. Molly?
Jean jacket.
Nice.
Very good.
Love it.
Great. Spelled like DNA. Like
No. Oh shoot!
You
I
can
missed my
change it.
opportunity to be phone freak. No, what is it?
phone freak.
Phone freak, but it's F at the beginning and PH in the second
Oh,
half.
nice.
Phone freak.
You're
Okay.
trying to perfect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Great.
Great.
Anybody else want to weigh in on Bechdel Wallace? I think no.
I think no.
I can't even like optimistically, but sometimes when I'm the least optimistic, I get surprised. I'd love to
Yeah.
be.
It's very possible that we are introduced to Angelina Jolie's character speaking to a named woman. We don't know.
And it doesn't have to be in person, right? It can be
No.
over the.
They could be
love
clickety
line.
clacking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Clickety clack.
They'll
Gotcha.
probably speak what they're typing out loud because it's a movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see if they like zoom in or they just show somebody concentrating while they type.
There's got to be a typing montage
Yeah.
for
Gotta
sure,
be.
right?
You write that down on your computerless paper.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hmm.
I used my manual stylus.
God damn it.
Molly, how should we rate this film?
We should rate it Love Line, no sleeves.
Love,
Love
line.
line, no sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
So is it an article of clothing?
Oh no, it's like it's like no cap.
Yes.
Like it's slang.
What's no cap?
Are you serious
We'll talk
right
about
now?
this later. We don't have time.
We don't have
for it.
time right now. But it's kind of like that in
Okay.
tenor, but not meaning.
Love line, no sleeves.
What does it mean then?
Well, you
it's
tell
like
me.
it's like a casual fling, right?
Yeah.
A love line with sleeves would be someone you want to settle down with, but a love line no sleeves.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
Because
attachment.
sleeves
One night
have
slam.
cuffs and it's cuffing season.
Oh.
Netvember. Am I right? You don't know.
That's
I'm looking
cuffing
at Dan.
season?
I'm looking at Dan. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Because marriage is like being in prison.
Because it gets cold and you need someone to hold you tight.
Oh,
Is that a real thing?
is cuffing?
Oh my God, we don't have
Intimacy?
time for this. This is Love Line, no sleeves because you're not cuffing. You have no sleeves. There's nothing to cuff. There's no cuff to
Okay,
cuff
we
on.
get it. We know what it is.
Oh my God.
Great.
So it's a casual relationship, maybe brought about by hacking,
Okay.
because that's probably what the relationship between the two characters will
Yep.
be: is a sleeveless relationship,
Yeah.
a sleeveless love line. I'm guessing, but maybe at the end it becomes something more
Something more.
after
Wow,
they've been
wow,
through all
wow.
this harrowing experience together.
Yep.
Yeah. Dan, you first.
They're
as
going to
well,
give
Mom.
each other a collar.
Sure,
I give each other a call.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Part of
Oh.
the jacket.
jean jacket. I hate this. Okay, I think this movie is going to rule but be bad. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to say 4 love lines, no sleeves,
I go second, and I know this.
as we all do.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm writing. I'm trying to write good notes.
Okay.
They're not good, but I'm trying to.
I feel like I don't hear people talk about this movie, so I'm going to say 2.
Oof.
Wow.
No talk. Is that something too?
What?
No.
Tick-
No, like no
tock.
cap?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. What if talk is like TAWK,
Then you're on to
like
something.
a '90s cool KEWL? Remember that?
I sure do.
My name is Dan. I'm third. I feel exactly the same as also Dan.
Nice. Who would have thought? Who could have guessed?
Molly, you're last.
And
But
no one is
first
offended
in
by
our
that.
hearts.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're the top hacker.
Oh, yay. I do not remember this movie at all in this moment, but I do predict that as it's going on, I will remember stuff.
Nice.
So I have to I want to give it like a 4 just out of optimism, but I think I'm going to stay cautious. You know what? No. Would Angelina Jolie and hackers be cautious?
Hell no.
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 I'm going 4 love lines, no sleeves.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep.
Love it.
You're welcome.
Hack the planet.
And with that, we're going to press pause, go eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads, and
Thank you,
watch Hackers. We'll be right back.
Hey! Hey, jazz hands. You can't see that. You're listening to this. It's also Dan, the best Dan who ever did it, and is still doing it right now. While the Dan that isn't me is right here.
Damn.
It's the mid-roll, baby. And it's also jingle, jingle, jingle holiday time.
Oh, is that a sleigh bell?
Jingle all the way.
You know what that means.
Terrible, man.
Everyone go to Totes Merch Booty Patrol. That's what it is.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That
Booty Patrol at toterecall.com.
Dracula.
Dracula Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I
like that.
We had a hell movie. What was that?
Oh, yeah. End
we
of
can't do
days.
this. Yeah, it's the one.
Anyway, folks, if you have a totes head in your life and you think, what could I get this totes head that isn't some garbage that's not related to the best podcast in the world, Totes Recall?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's a little something we like to call the merch store.
Oh, wow.
It's right. It's on our website, bootypatrol.totesrecall.com or totesrecall.com/merch or merch.totesrecall.com. Confirming with Beth?
correct.
Awesome. We have swag. We've got delightful shirts. One of probably my favorite is the one from Dirty Dancing, Dirty Kellerman's something
Family dance
camp, which is so stupid and without context means nothing, which is, in my opinion, the best merch in the world. We also have some lovely chapeaus for your head.
Oh, wow.
We have some
Glurg.
containers for your beverages. We also have a little holiday themed shirt. The Glurg.
Glurg, glurg.
The Glurg Glurg dog, who, as we of course know, is a dog that is promoting Glurg, which is a drink that we said wrong and spelled wrong, but it's too late, baby, because we've already got the merch design.
We're in it. It's a Scandinavian mulled wine for
It's
those
delightful.
not in the know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a great combo. Who wouldn't love a glurg glurg accompanying that wine?
Glurg kit.
Glurg kit.
Glurg kit.
Glurg. Or however you're supposed to say it.
Glug.
Glurg. Anyway, it's fun. We've got some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're not
Fun. If you're not fun.
If you're not the kind of fun where you want stuff for your money,
Oh, yeah.
there are other ways that you can give us money, but still get something nice. Not necessarily something tangible. If you go to patreon.com/totesrecall, there is a tier in which you can get what we call Your Name and Lights in audio form, which, as I just made clear, is not a thing, but is also a thing. Oh, English is a weird language.
Wow.
Beth, who do we got this special month?
We'd like to thank this month Marsha Qualley.
Marsha Qualley. Lights.
It's your name and lights.
Big montage.
Yeah.
Marquee.
Marquee. Yeah.
And
Audio marquee.
The Green Room.
The Green Room. That's a great in lights. I'd like to see that in lights.
Yeah. Green
I think
lights.
it is in lights. Because you're in the green room, right? So it'd be lit up around the mirror.
Whoa.
In
Yeah.
St. Paul.
Is that true?
It is in St. Paul.
Check out the Green Room space St. Paul space Minnesota in your local web browser and see what happens.
See if there's green lights.
Yeah.
Well, I am so grateful to Marsha Qualley and to The Green Room for sponsoring our podcast and helping to make it happen.
Yes. If they didn't sponsor the podcast, you couldn't get this incredibly tight and concise midpoint in our already very long show. Speaking of, let's get to it.
And we're back. We just watched 1 hour and 45 minutes of teens hacking and getting hacked and techno music and like lots of screensavers with menacing messages.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Wow.
What a film.
What a film.
We're so jacked on Hack.
It was a journey.
Yeah, it was.
Non-stop thrill ride.
Yeah. A journey through cyberspace.
That's right.
genuinely enjoyed it, though, right? I feel like I hated it and
We'll
kept
get there.
screaming.
We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
Came out in 1995.
Oh,
there we
man.
go.
Dan nailed it. Good job.
Congrats.
They hack so many things.
So many hacks.
They're always hacking and being teens and skating. I loved it.
Skating. Well,
Oh, they were always, everyone was on wheels all the time, including the villain. We'll get to it.
you know what else is on wheels? The vehicle that brings rewards to us.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. There's so many of them. We need
It's
help.
like a trolley, a
Yeah.
little dolly cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we keep saying, like we should just build like some sort of like conveyor belt. You
Sure.
know?
A revolving door that gets
You know,
awards from.
everywhere.
Dan, you've run out of energy for this bit? Come on.
That's the bit.
No, that's the organization that gave it to us.
Oh, Dan, you're falling apart.
I think this is a new bit. There's like a new layer to the bit.
This is like, instead of sounding like, oh, I feel like
No,
he's trying
Molly's
to do
the
that
new layer.
thing.
Oh, I see.
Are you hacking me?
Yes, she's hacking the bit.
Wait a minute. We do a thing where we're like, oh, we've been recognized by the International.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dan is so tired, he just sounds like he just doesn't have the energy to even do the bit.
I mean, that you just described how Dan does half the podcast.
60-second summary is, of course, the segment in which we summarize the movie we just watched, Hackers.
Would you argue that we hack the summary so that it only takes 60 seconds?
Yes, I
you.
would argue that.
Thank you.
It's 60 seconds exactly.
Yes.
The tradition in this hacker cabal is that I volunteer to do it,
Yeah.
which I'm happy to do. I don't know if Beth's ever done
Yeah, I
it,
don't
though.
think-
Yeah, I
don't
just
think she's
did
ever
it.
done
I will say I would love to hear your attempt.
Yes.
At
Mine?
summarizing this
Okay.
movie, personally. Are you ready?
Sure.
No.
We open on 1988. The feds bust a little child. Flash forward. That's Dade, a.k.a. Zero Cool, a.k.a. Crash Override. Johnny Lee Miller. He's now at a new school in New York City. And he meets a bunch of other cool teens who kind of bully him and kind of get on board with him. And they're all hackers, including one very hot Angelina Jolie who tells him to go on the ceiling or whatever.
30 seconds.
Oh, shit. They go to Shredder's skate park and hang out. And they hack and it's cool. And then their one friend gets thrown in jail because he uncovered a plot. Beard Man is there. And he made a virus and a worm. The virus covers the worm.
10
And
seconds.
then the teen hackers have to out-hack him with their hacking army. And in the end, hack the planet.
Time.
I mean,
Wow.
very
Wow.
I
accurate.
mean,
100%
absolutely.
Yeah.
Utah.
Wow.
Pretty incredible.
Thank
I mean,
you.
they did hack.
Yeah.
They were hacking.
Just
Oh, I
the
forgot about
most
Bunk.
minor point of
Yeah, you did.
clarification to help listeners who may not be as familiar with this movie. The opening scene is in Seattle, where there's an 11-year-old who gets arrested, and his parents had to pay $45,000, which is a lot of money back then. It's like a house. And he's not
isn't that
allowed
wild? Wouldn't that be
to
nice to have a
touch
house? That's
a computer or a touch tone phone
Yeah.
until he turns 18. And so when we next see him, he's in New York City as
His
a
18th
fresh
birthday.
18-year-old.
He's Beth?
He's 18.
Yeah.
He's 18.
Yeah, they make it very clear he's 18.
Yeah.
He is an adult.
Yes.
He is no longer a child.
He is a legal adult.
legally.
In New York, a senior in high school.
Yes.
And he gets told erroneously that there is an Olympic-sized pool on the roof.
And then he's up there with all those squares.
Yeah. And he is really, can we talk about how rude he is to
So
Angelina
rude.
Jolie?
And his mother.
I hate that he gets the girl
Yeah.
at the end of this movie because he is
Sucks.
nothing but rude to her the whole time. He's such a creep the whole time.
But he's good at hacking.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Beth, he's so good
He
at
should
hacking.
hack his heart.
Oh, shit.
But
Into being a
Acid
nicer
Burn
person.
cares. Angelina Jolie's handle.
Kate Libby or something like that.
Yeah,
Liddy.
Kate Liddy. Wow, way to go.
Acid burn.
Yeah, everybody's got very cool handles in this movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Should we go over the crew?
Yeah, we should.
There is, of course, Johnny Lee Miller.
Zero Cool.
Cool.
AKA
Crash
Crash
Override.
Override. Way to pull those, by the way.
Yeah. acid burn Kate.
Yes, we then meet
Matthew Lillard doing the most 90s Matthew Lillard that there ever was.
Like, it's basically like, imagine Matthew Lillard in Scream, but then put him on like a different combination of prescription drugs and like a worse upbringing.
Oh,
And like
God.
maybe if he were older, he would have been charged as an adult for a sex crime. But, you know, he's probably got off easy because he was just a wayward youth.
And I like him generally. I thought he was great in Scream.
Sure.
But
It was a lot.
this was so much.
Yeah.
It was like they told him every other character can be at whatever level, but we need you at 15.
Yeah.
And he understood the assignment
he-
and
I mean,
delivered.
yes, to his credit, like he understood the assignment.
His handle is serial killer, spelled like breakfast cereal.
Yeah, or as it's described in the movie, like Fruit Loops.
Like Fruit Loops. Yeah, he's the crazy one of
He's
the
got
bunch.
braids,
Yes.
and is
He wears like
pretty hard to watch.
he wears like very tight shirts that don't ever quite fit him. He always has like a very large, I assume like the kind of pouch that like someone climbing up telephone lines would have,
Yeah.
but he wears it on the front like
Yeah.
a
Cod
weird
piece.
cod piece
Yeah.
instead of like on the side. He at some point exposes his ass,
Yeah.
which Dan I think really wanted, like that was probably a Lillard choice
Oh, for sure.
in that scene.
An actor's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He embodied the character.
Anyway, serial killer is incredibly annoying, which
Yeah.
is kind of the point, but also like it's too much.
And then what is the Obi-Wan character?
Lord
Lord
Nikon.
Nikon, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure what his special skill is, but he seems.
What were the other one's special skills?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, why does he
Well,
have to have
Phone
a
Freak has special skills. He's the best
Phantom
phone freak.
Freak.
Phantom Freak, excuse me.
please?
He's
Wait,
the best phone freaker.
Is he
Yeah.
is he Jesse Bradford?
No,
he doesn't have a handle, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
We
like the
see
whole
him.
joke.
He's like the young hacker who's trying to get a handle, but they won't give him one.
Yeah.
He wants to be laser,
Ultra laser.
Ultra laser, yeah.
which is pretty good.
But he ultimately turns out to be the coolest kid in the entire movie because at one point he is smoking 2 cigarettes.
One in each hand.
One in each hand, telling a very cool story where he constantly gets interrupted and has to go back to, so I'm in the computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also shows up at an addiction support group, just huffing down cigarettes and slamming coffee.
That was a pretty good gag.
That was a good.
Where he's like, I'm not an addict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's our hacker crew.
Yes.
That's the core hacker crew, but they
Yeah.
expand and get a hacker army in the
Yes,
end.
there's Razor and Blade, who are some sort of like,
Are they DJs?
it's unclear.
No, they're like hacker TV celebrities. They
Yeah.
have a hacker TV show.
And then also apparently live in like a Batman villain's compound.
Oh my gosh, y'all!
There's
There
like
are
a-
so many party scenes that are truly like Shredder's, like
Teen
Paradise
Town.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Teen Town.
I feel like, Molly, you were having my 90s teen experience.
Yes.
I was not overwhelmed or confused at all.
Really?
Why do you suppose that is?
I don't know, maybe because it's hacking?
You get it because it's computer based.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
computer based and not like, it's computers and not like social structures.
Yes.
Like which friend groups in and out.
So it's file directories you're fine with.
Yes.
But social structures
and
is
the file directories are very present.
very cool.
We've got a lot of towers that maybe exist in physical space, maybe not.
Absolutely.
Never clear.
I think both.
Oh, they both, yeah. But then, like, when they're hacking, the names of files appear on these giant glass cubicle towers.
Yes. It's
And occasionally
madness.
they make a nod to what an actual Apple computer looks like,
Yes.
Yeah.
but not
Not
very
often.
often. No.
Here's what I loved about this movie, and we'll get back to the parties because
Oh,
I agree with
sure.
Molly. That is quite a cavalcade of choices.
Yeah.
This I double checked. Tron came out in 1982. This movie came out in 1995.
Yeah.
I would argue Tron, in which a human man is lasered into a computer.
Yeah.
I would argue that Tron presents computers and digital information more accurately than this movie.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Although I do want to get credit from our award-winning, Union Strong pre-call.
Oh yeah, we should go
That
through
there
that.
is like lots of zips and zaps and
Oh my
like
God.
showing you the flow of information.
So many
really
zips.
early on.
Yeah, the camera is zooming through computer towers.
Well, he
Yeah.
literally, when we first meet, cool. What is it? Zero cool.
Zero cool.
As an adult, I should say,
Crash over,
a
right?
legal adult.
He is over 18.
He's flying into New York City, and at a certain point, the streets and buildings of New York suddenly turn into what appears to be a series of computer information blocks.
It's almost like it's a
and
microchip, but
zapping electrical signals.
but a big Apple chip.
Almost like the city itself could be hacked.
And it's not really clear if that's just like, let's throw this in, it's a hacker movie, or it's like how Crash Override
perceives the world.
Because we also get, like, before he hacks, we get glimpses of him, like, thinking about media.
Yes.
And, like, maybe more in the first half of the movie, it's like they're trying to state that he interacts with the world through, like, TV and video games and stuff like that. But it doesn't really go anywhere ever.
Well, like he sees Angelina Jolie's character, Kate Liddy. Kate Liddy.
Acid burn, please.
Acid burn. Sorry, go over.
We're going for
names.
Matrix rules, where their hacker name is their true name.
Okay, so acid burn, and he sees her, and his brain flips through, just like your most basic teen imagination.
Yeah.
Right, but it's like quick cuts of like an anime person and I don't know,
Cowboy.
flame. It was very hard for my brain to follow. It's like, this is overly complicated. Like, honestly, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Listen, information moves at light speed in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Well, human information also moves at light speed. It would not have taken me very long to realize that he had a crush on her immediately. I'm just saying, there was just so much of that. Plus this, I think part of the reason I cling to the 11-year-old to 18-year-old thing is it was the last part of the movie I understood for many, many minutes.
Yes.
And I'm not dumb.
No.
You learned HTML in the 90s.
Yeah.
You were a hacker.
I definitely hacked some very cool websites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was so much dialogue that was mostly completely unnecessary
and like nonsense.
And then there was like, and honestly though, it did seem fresh in a lot of ways, because there's like one scene where there's like a psychedelic, like the computer is melting kind of imagery with just like a zebra standing in the middle of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I was like, that's the most Gen Z thing I've ever seen. So I'm like, maybe it is super relevant.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It's gone all the way around.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, those tiny sunglasses.
Oh, so many.
Are
Can we talk
tiny
about the
sunglasses
glasses?
Are they back?
That's what I hear.
Oh. Yeah. The sunglasses that we see in this movie are incredible. Like no one in the movie is wearing a pair of shades that actually fits their face correctly.
And they don't wear them twice.
And
No.
they never are wearing them outside.
No, of course not. They're hacking.
Yeah, only when they're hacking.
Yes.
The dumbest one is the Return of the Jedi shade, like over that kid's eyes,
yes.
Zero Cool's eye.
Yes, the weird like Google Glass before Google Glass thing where it's just like one thing,
It's
and it
just like
doesn't
a
even,
panel.
and it never shows it like displaying any information.
No, they never are like,
They never-
this is why he's
No.
wearing it. It's like,
when they do the big hack at the end,
It's amazing.
where they're all in phone booths
next
with
to
their
each
laptops
other
next to each
in
other.
Grand Central Station.
Yeah.
and it's the coolest thing in the world.
Crash Override, puts on a headpiece
I guess
that covers one eye.
Yeah, but like it never shows.
But
the
they still show his screen and him typing very slowly. While just like Paisley graphics and equations
That's
float
the
around his
worm,
screen.
Dan.
Anytime,
I loved it.
Anytime Crash Override is hacking, it is incredible because most of the time, like multiple times in the movie, they show just like like how you understand a microchip to be structured, like little structures and then little zippy zoo electricity. But when they're actually hacking, you don't get that. You get a series of like algebra equations floating together so densely that it basically just looks like like a Lisa Frank poster or something. And then at one point he's hacking so hard where they like overlay that on the screen while everyone else is just like watching him type very fast. But he's only typing fast because they speed up the camera because it's a montage, you see, because he was hacking all night.
That's
my God. And at one point he reads out the directory.
That's right. That's right. We're jumping to the incredible ending of the movie, but like, yeah, when everyone else gets kicked out by the plague, who we haven't even talked about, Joey Two Cigs is the only one who's still in, and yeah, like he's like coaching him, and it's just like garbage / dot /
Poor Joey
hack the planet.
He kind of saves the day in his own way.
He absolutely saves the day.
Because he's the closest.
He's the one that does it.
He's the closest, and yet he's just giving him the file path from the root directory.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? Joey Two Cigs uploaded that weird eye patch smiley emoji virus that distracted the plague and Pendulette for long enough for.
That's right. Pendulette is in this.
If you've never seen this movie, I bet you're confused, right?
It sounds like a fever dream.
It was a fever dream.
Oh my God.
Molly is right. After that first scene, what is happening the whole time?
It's the only like relatable scene in the movie where there are like human beings on screen.
It's just like some sort of 90s extreme fashion with like a party, and then there's hacking, and then screensavers, and then he says something shitty to Angelina Jolie, and then it just kind of keeps doing that cycle.
Well, but they also occasionally we cut back to the plague and Lorraine Bracco, who I guess we are supposed to understand are like they're like exploiting the company they work for, using, and here's what I'm still trying to figure out. Like, okay, his actual plan.
Yeah.
He's infecting the computers of this company that he is the security officer for.
Yeah.
And then he's going to blame it on the hacker kids.
Yeah, may I? Because this
Please.
I finally did understand by the end. Only because they explained it at least 3 times in a row.
I got too distracted by all the cool hacking happening.
I was able to block all of that out. Yes. So what had happened is that the head of security, the cyber guy, who never walks, is always on wheels.
We'll talk about that.
We'll go later. Sorry. Has had a virus running, or a program. Let's call it a program running for a long time. A worm that has been siphoning off cache, but no one's noticed it yet because they haven't actually removed the cache.
I see.
To cover up the moment when they're going to remove the cache and have it sent to a Bahamas bank account.
Sure.
Which is an unnecessary detail. That not just me providing. Okay, Matthew Lillard did not need to include that in his speech. Okay,
well,
so
serial killer was of the moment,
and it was the one piece of evidence he actually presented. We'll talk about it.
He was on TV.
Okay, sorry. So there's this worm, and then to cover up the tracks of the worm, they've released this additional separate virus.
Right.
He wrote both the worm and the virus.
Yes.
Okay.
And the virus is going to tank 5 of 26 oil tankers.
Yes. Like has control of the ballasts or something.
Yeah,
right?
and you can't manually override it. And I'm like, is anyone concerned about the crew? Apparently
it's
not.
all computerized.
Oh, so there are no people in there?
I mean, there's definitely people because it's capitalism.
It's
but like,
all computerized.
Sure.
Oh, okay. But
it's
anyway.
computerized the way like Amazon fulfillment centers are all computerized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think at first that was his plan.
Yeah.
But then what he didn't plan on is a child hacker who smokes cigarettes.
Joey Two Cigs.
Joey Two Cigs.
Hell yeah.
Getting and downloading half of garbage.
Right.
Which is the worm?
No.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
he downloads half of the worm.
Yeah.
And it's in a garbage file.
So it's hiding.
Obfuscate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
But he only, actually, I will say one of the most adorable details is Joey Two Cigs is in the middle of downloading this highly sophisticated worm onto a single floppy disk. I mean, come on. Hard disk, technically. Anyway, a single one. Come on. You can't even hold like one word. Did we?
Yeah. Because the hard disk is the memory in the computer.
Oh, you're right. Okay, got it.
And if you opened up the plastic shell, it would be floppy inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
Just like Zero Cool's heart.
Oh.
A floppy heart.
On the outside,
He definitely has a floppy heart.
Yeah, he's got the worst heart.
Anyway, you were talking about Joey Two Cigs. He's in the middle of downloading the thing.
He's in the middle of downloading this highly sophisticated program.
Yes.
And he stops because his mom comes in, who's this adorable actress who seems like she's maybe 5 years older than he is.
Yes, absolutely.
And she comes in and just like, hey, time to go to bed, and unplugs his computer.
Incredible.
But that's what kind of saves him.
Right.
But also implicates him.
Well, they had already tracked him.
Yeah.
Before she turned off.
That's true. But why then were they chased? I mean, there's so many questions.
I know all the answers.
Oh, great.
okay.
Ask them to me.
Okay, so my biggest question is how do they know who's part of this crew? Like, where did they find all of these people? They like had their names. I didn't get that.
Secret Service?
Yeah.
Just by doing Secret Service stuff.
I
And
assume.
they're all at the same high school. And they
Yeah.
all have hacker profiles.
Well, didn't the plague help them track them down too?
Yeah.
The plague is the security officer who works for the company, whose real name is like Eugene something. But even in real life, because he also sucks, he's like, don't call me Eugene.
Call me the Plague.
I'm the plague.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And
He's the guy that wrote the programs.
The Plague has enlisted Bunk from The Wire, who now works for the Secret Service.
Yes, he is technically playing a different character, but whatever.
To like Richard Gill.
Richard Gill,
that's the
yes.
character's name. To catch these hackers.
Yes,
He's trying to, obfuscate his own virus.
by helping the feds.
By helping the feds catch the teens.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was going to be, this guy who's head of digital security is actually the bad guy. And that seemed like enough plot for me.
Sure.
But it was not. It was not enough plot.
I mean, it was enough plot for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for the teens.
No.
Yeah. So, but they also have each of the teens turn on each other, right? Because that's why he's pressuring Zero Cool so hard
Yeah.
Yes,
So
he's-
to give up
Joey
acid
Two
reflex.
yes. Yeah.
The Plague is trying to get Crash Override,
AKA Zero Cool.
Zero Cool, to turn over Joey Two Six,
Yes.
so that they could get the copy. They're trying to cover their tracks, right?
Yes.
They know half of their worm is out there.
So cool. This is so cool. Keep going.
If Joey Two Six exposes their half a worm,
Yeah.
then the jig is up.
Yeah. So
Why though?
But so the Plague threatens
the plague
Zero Cool's
because
mom.
Zero Cool already has a record, which is why it was easier to track him down.
Okay.
So he basically is saying you're breaking probation, and also I'm going to basically throw your mom in prison forever
forever
and like destroy her identity so she can never be found.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
nuts.
It is wild because he can hack the justice system
Apparently,
computer.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so
I'm tracking what you're saying, but the words
Yeah.
are just so.
Yes, exactly. But thankfully, here's the thing, though. It's helpful. It's helpful that the plague doxed his mom because
Yeah.
that is how we know she has a name, which
Yes.
allowed us to get it back to Wallace Pass when Lauren, whatever, which is the mom's name, comes in and says, "Hey, take anything from the fridge." And Angelina Jolie very quietly says,
Thanks.
"Thank you."
it is incredible though because there was a near miss just moments earlier
Yes.
where Angelina Jolie's character, Acid Cool,
Acid. Yep.
Yeah.
Acto Cooler.
Corridor.
No, anyway, she knocks on the door.
Yeah.
The mom answers.
Yes.
And the mom talks to her, and she's too cool to speak back.
And we're
Yeah.
infuriated.
We're screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
So when Angelina Jolie whispers, and for a minute you're like, is the mom even talking to Angelina Jolie?
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like the actress made an intentional point
She
of
turns and
turning
looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
towards her.
Yeah.
And that's what saves it. That's the only pass, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh
Feminist
my God.
movie.
Yes, such a feminist film.
Like, we don't even meet. We
That
don't.
would be the real anarchy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
The real rebellion. Anyway, whatever.
We don't even learn of another non-male hacker until the Hackers of the World Unite hack the planet, and we cut to Italy, and
Yeah.
there's a very cool Italian woman with very large spikes in her hair.
Wasn't Japanese hacker?
Japan has women
lady
hackers
hacker.
as
Oh, okay.
well.
I got too distracted. Here's the thing. I got too distracted during the Hackers of the World Unite because the British hacker looked a lot like Eric Clapton. It was very distracting.
Yeah. And he gets a speaking line. He picks up a mobile phone,
Yeah.
and then everyone's so bad at typing for hackers. They seem so uncomfortable
Yeah,
with
it's
keyboards.
all touch type. Like,
Did
Yeah.
you? Can I tell you some background on this?
please.
Yeah.
the main actor spent 3 weeks together learning how to type
Yes.
and how to skate.
Yes.
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 So
Hell
it's
yeah.
not just you.
Not enough to swim though.
No.
No, that was they didn't have time for that.
Can we? Okay, I kind of wonder if the director wasn't so into the hacking element that maybe he forgot to talk to the actors about like what accent they should have and like whether or not they should be good at swimming. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is we're skipping right to the end of the movie.
Well,
But they
that's when I next became conscious.
was it acid reflux and
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot are in a pool together, and then they're having kind of I would say that they kiss at the end of the movie.
Oh,
Yes.
so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
good job. I believe
Oh yeah, we
Sure.
haven't gone through any of those.
Oh,
have we?
yeah.
No.
That would happen.
100%
But,
Utah.
but also they drown because
Well, yeah.
he's just struggling.
Like
I mean,
he seems to be trying too hard, right?
he's like floating in a way where I'm like, he doesn't know how to float.
Yeah.
He's really like I really think he was having a hard time
Yeah.
swimming, and then they embrace and then sink to the bottom of the pool.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be sexy, but I was like, please
Help
breathe.
him. Yeah.
You're drowning.
It was unclear. It looked like the director didn't tell them where to look. And also their ears were underwater because they were floating, but they're supposed to be trading dialogue. And so he's also doing this like half breath stroke.
And
That
he's
was
like
so
breathing so
alarming.
hard. Like
Yeah.
you feel bad for him.
It's like clearly not the first take. And he just looks desperate to get it done.
Yeah.
I also was like, there has to be a shallow end of that pool,
Seriously.
right? Like, just have him stand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel there were just, it was confusing. But the poor guy, at one point he has a British accent, another point he has a strong New York accent, and then other than that, he's neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's doing his best.
He's trying his best. He's probably like 19 in this movie or something.
Yeah, no, and I just mean to say, like, that just seems like a thing a director would notice.
Sure.
Do you think when they were learning to type, it was like home row, that kind of thing? Or was it like, what kind of training do you need for
I'd
typing?
love to know. Yeah. I mean, I
did
took a
home
typing
row.
class in school. Home row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
But,
mom
like-
made a big deal out of it. She's like, normally I wouldn't let you take typing because because I don't want you to feel like you can only do secretarial work.
Oh.
But because of computers,
Yes.
you can take it.
She knew that someday you would need to hack the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a while, I could type 94 words per minute.
Nice.
We had those
Wow,
little
wow.
vinyl covers they would put on top of the keyboard so you couldn't see the names of the keys.
Whoa.
You had to learn how
Oh,
to type
do a
without
test.
looking.
That's wild.
Yep.
That is powerful.
I just had AIM.
Okay.
What's AIM?
Yeah,
Molly.
instant messenger.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you learn to type?
Yeah.
Huh.
To communicate with my friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
Planet.
hours after school, I would be typing essentially.
But were
I'm
you
sorry. They didn't learn how to swim. I'm sorry. They learned how to type and rollerblade.
you already said that.
Yeah, you said type and skate.
You said they didn't learn how
They
to
did
swim.
not learn how to swim.
Yeah.
That's
You're correcting
the whole
yourself.
last part of the podcast. I was gonna say they didn't know how to swim.
Got it.
Leave this in. Should we talk about the skating?
Yeah.
I think we should talk about all the wheels.
Yeah. So I don't know if we see it before this, but when it really took off for me was when they go to whatever the bar is that is Shredder's hangout.
Which is
Yeah.
part of the reason we thought it was Shredder's hangout.
Yeah.
Because of the skating.
And the entrance is just a ramp down, and you like have to rollerblade down.
It's like assumed you have a means of rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe the cool kids rollerblade and the villains skateboard. Is
No,
that true?
'cause
Or is
some of-
everybody's on wheels.
I think some of them had skateboards sometimes, right?
Okay.
But I think they mostly used skates because it was, they could weave and
yeah.
Yeah.
The plague
skateboard
skateboards all
exclusively.
around.
Yeah.
Like literally all around. In the office, in the boardroom.
Yeah.
His first major appearance, he skateboard. He skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He skateboard down the hallway.
To Pendulette.
Yep, he's wearing a vest, like a satin vest
Yes.
with like a fur coat
Yes.
over it.
It's incredible.
And then he gets to the end and he pops up his skateboard.
There's a skull on it.
Yeah. Ugh, it's
It's cool.
something else.
Yeah, like it looks like he came from a different movie, right?
I'm sorry I'm late.
Yeah, like
And
he's
your bet was that he would have weird hair, facial hair, right?
Yeah. Offensive, I think is the word I use.
And
Nailed it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like thin.
With it's like, I think it's the chin strap, but then the like aggressive, like triple goatee situation
the
going
90-degree angles.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just so precise, but like there's not enough beard, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look.
You mean it's offensive to the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
I didn't mean like it's like a cultural appropriation
That's what I
or
was
something.
trying to figure out,
no,
but-
no.
Yeah. No, it is.
If you want
hard to look at.
Fisher Stevens, right,
Yes.
to be offensive, you
Yeah.
can
Go watch Short Circuit.
Short Circuit,
Okay.
where that white man plays an Indian
Indeed.
guy
Cool.
with a very thick Indian accent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a real bummer.
But that robot sure is cute.
That robot's
Johnny Five
great.
alive.
Johnny
Come on.
Five's still
Maybe
alive.
a future Netvember movie.
Honestly, I'd do it. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll have to talk about how much of a bummer it is, and you'll probably be mad the whole time. But yeah, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah. So we haven't talked enough about how Penn Jillette is there. We've said it a couple times. I just feel like it needs to be very clear that Penn Jillette is in charge of. He's like
the security guard.
if we were on the Enterprise, he would be at the warp core.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we mean like Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Famous magician.
And
Is
it's
there
like
another pendulette?
No, but not everybody is on a first last name basis.
Oh, I
Sure.
see. They only
Some
know
of us, for
in
example,
context.
saw him and thought, "Oh, it's Penn Teller." No, that's not right.
got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where
He's got tiny glasses.
he's
too.
got tiny glasses and a giant earring, and he's wearing. What's funny to me is like he is wearing like a traditional security guard outfit, but he's literally just in a server room.
Yeah.
Like he's still dressed as if he's at like the gate at the front of the building.
Yeah.
But he's just in a room full of light up towers and a big screen.
And may I say, he does some of the most subtle acting in the entire
He
movie.
honestly does.
Yep.
Like
Really crushes.
Yeah, like he is like actually explaining computers to Lorraine Bracco the way a human would, where he's very even tone and it's just like, oh, this means this.
Yep.
Whereas next to him, the plague is wearing like the thinnest headset you've ever seen, using a keyboard that makes no sense because there's like 85
just a
keys
lot
and
of
they're all
round
unmarked
blocks.
circles.
Yeah.
Screaming at no one because they're all typing at each other.
Yeah.
So no one can hear him except, of course, when he sends a laptop to crash override and he's just, I don't know, it's like the OS is programmed where the minute you turn it on, it plays a video of him explaining how he's blackmailing him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Computers
how
are
awkward
incredible,
if his
man.
mom had opened it first.
Right.
And she'd be like, I'm sorry you received a message. I can't. pull
Mr.
it
the
back up."
Plague said that he was going to just make me disappear.
Yeah. My only note was something that Molly said, which is they've been on skates the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
She screamed it
Yes.
and then broke down
Yes,
crying.
they went to recruit Razor and Blade
Yes.
in their Batman villain lair.
Yeah.
And you know it's a Batman villain lair because they're talking to a TV monitor and then a robot arm with a handgun comes out. And then it turns out it's a lighter, LOL.
Yeah.
But then here's the thing: like while you were screaming they were on roller skates the whole time, I screamed they were right there the whole time.
Yes.
Because they're talking to them through a monitor, but then like they're leaving and they're clearly the two men are like right there.
Right
It's
there,
like
in
Wizard
the
of Oz.
room.
Like it's like they're not even behind a curtain. They're just like next to the monitor.
Yeah.
So why were they talking to the screen?
I don't know.
Hackers. That's how they engage with the world.
That's true. Through screens.
But then they skate out of there. And,
And you didn't know with it. No, I agree with Molly. Like it wasn't clear they're on skates because they were just standing there.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes it wasn't totally clear. Like Beth looked up and was like, "Why are they walking weird?" And that's part of the reason I was screaming because they're on skates.
They like
They didn't do a wide shot so
No.
you could establish they're
Yes.
just moving weird.
they all just weirdly moved at like turned at the end of the hallway when they got there, and I was
Right.
like, "What is happening?"
The moment we truly realized that the sign of a true hacker is to always be on wheels is when Zero Cool / Crash Override / Crash Bandicoot / Johnny Lee Miller / Sick Boy. I think he was Sick Boy. It doesn't matter. Dade. Yeah. He agrees to give the disc to the Plague after he threatens to disappear his mother. So he goes to a payphone and then there's like a too long montage of just him standing in different places around the shot.
With like rock
Yeah, they like
solo
they like
yeah.
fade it out so that he is
He's,
disappearing from one
looking
place and
thoughtful,
appearing in another
and there's
place.
like a touching guitar still at one point.
Yeah.
Anyway, finally, a car starts to show up. You're like, oh, okay, here he is. Like he's here.
Yeah.
He's gonna roll down the window, take the disc, and they'll be like, how do you? He'll be like, you pissant, whatever the fuck. No, what happens?
Emerge from the steamy streets
Yes, the
of
car
New York.
starts to drive towards him. Out of the fog, like Peter Nichols, I think it's Nichols in Ghostbusters 2 when he's riding a bicycle in the sky like a ghost man.
Yeah.
Emerges out of the camera at top speed on a skateboard wearing a duster that flaps in the wind like Batman. And he just rolls by and grabs the disc and then maybe gets back in the car. It's unclear. Because he's definitely with the car. Like he's
with the
sketched
car?
his way there.
Well, then the car and him disappear, and
Into the
then
fog.
Cool Zero has to chase him down. Okay, I think he's got like disc regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like we all lost our minds.
Yeah.
I mean, all you could hear in the entire, you couldn't even hear the movie because all you could hear was, he's sketching. He's sketching.
It was great. I think another reason this movie's so hard to comprehend is that amongst all the swirling, hacking equations and sparkling towers and cities turning into circuit boards, there's also just dream sequences thrown in of people having a dream and then waking up abruptly and then something else happening right away.
Yes.
So like Johnny Lee Miller, Cool Zero, when he's like crushing on acid burn, she like bursts through the door, takes her shirt off and kisses him, and then the
feds
Secret Service come in right away. Then he wakes up.
Yeah.
And then she does the same thing where she's envisioning him in some like
Leather.
red pleather zip up thing, and then she like wakes up abruptly, and maybe the feds also jump in.
I think she was just waking up because she was horrified that she was sexually attracted to Zero Cool. But then she was like too into it. I don't know if that also might have been just a actor choice because like Angelina Jolie she lived quite a life when she was younger, and like it was just like weird where she was just like and then kind of just was like to herself. Right.
And Phantom Freak gets one too, where he's like running around his underwear, and the feds are there, and then he wakes up, but then the feds are there.
That actually like was a legit pretty good cut, right? Because he's like ripping the papers, like destroying the evidence, and then the feds come in, he's just like, oh shit, and then his mom is like, oh, you gotta get ready for school, and then literally two feds just like come out of the window, like when that astronaut broke into the home in E.T. You remember that?
And you know what? I think part of what makes everything so shocking is there are so few establishing shots.
Yes.
Like I never realized how much I need them, but there would be a scene where like, I don't know, the kids were hacking or whatever, and you might have thought to yourself, oh, I wonder what Phantom's up to.
Yeah.
And it would just cut to him and his lady friend standing like so close to each other. The plague.
Yeah.
Please.
What did I call him?
Phantom.
Phantom Freaker was the kid.
Sorry.
It's fine.
The plague and Lady Plague are standing there with
So close to each other.
Stilted, and they kind of like they don't even have far to go to clink their glasses.
No.
They drink like T-Rexes because they're so close and they can't move their arms, and then they just like wander off.
Yeah, it's like there's not like any more dialogue or anything.
They doesn't do anything. They just walk off.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
What?
We know they need to stay on wheels, though, for when they hack the traffic lights, which Molly called in the pre-call, so they can jump over cars and still skate to where they need to skate to.
Right.
They don't report how many injuries.
No.
That's a lot of. Also, I just want to say I did not understand that the guy pursuing them was the head of the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Not the head,
Just
but the agent in charge of that case.
And so when we say the Secret Service, we mean like the United States
Yes.
Secret Service?
I looked it up because I was also very confused.
They're in charge of cyber crimes.
And financial crimes.
So we never like see the CEO or anything. We only see Phantom and
he comes into the
Plague.
He's in the
server
boardroom at the beginning when he's first explaining the virus. And the guy who retroactively looks like they just like made Gautier come on the screen and say that he was going to sink an oil tanker.
Yeah.
He was there, and then he walks in at the server thing at the end where Lorraine Bracco's like, cancer, brain, worm, and just is like, somebody speak English. And then Penn Jillette actually very politely tries to explain it to her.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
I think he was
she
the
is
CEO.
such a talented
So
actress.
talented. She did not have a lot to do in this
wasted
movie.
in this film. There wasn't very much to do, and she just
Yeah.
It's just very hard to watch.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in her defense, I will say, like, imagine you are in a set where it is literally a bunch of like plexiglass cubes with a bunch of red flashing lights. Cookie Monster is on a giant monitor eating data.
Yeah.
The magician Penn Jillette, famous magician Penn Jillette, is sitting next to you, while Fisher Stevens is yelling at no one on a keyboard that makes no sense, and your only dialogue is just a series of single words. Like, she did her best with what she had, you know?
Yeah.
You could take all of the words that women said in this entire movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could stitch together 5 minutes.
I mean, you'd
even with Angelina Jolie.
with Angelina Jolie, yeah, because
Yeah,
she
she probably
mostly
doesn't say
just
a lot.
says like, I don't know, she just says stuff like, "Oh, you're stepping on my turf."
I don't think you could handle this hardware.
Okay, when the time when they're all horny about her laptop was so funny.
Oh my God, that's my favorite part.
Because they're talking about like they are like so bonered up on this laptop, and then they're just like, oh, it's like 1 million pixels. Then they turn it on, and it's like the shittiest.
What was it even supposed to be?
It was
like,
just Acid Burn's like signature animated GIF or
it's just
whatever.
like, kind of like colors
Yeah.
moving in the background, and then maybe like an 8-bit flame.
Like, yeah, but they're all just like, oh,
That
incredible.
took 10 floppy disks to upload.
Yes,
I'm telling
absolutely.
you.
What?
PCI bus.
PCI bus, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's also, you learn, horny for laptops because once she realizes that they're in her bedroom while she was about to have sex with Curtis, who I only know his name because one of my favorite exchanges of dialogue in the movie is when he's at Shredder's Teen Town,
Yeah.
and he comes out and he sees her making out with him on his motorcycle. He goes, "Who's that?" And Phantom Freak is like, "Oh, that's Curtis." He's like, "What does he do?" And he's like, "You're looking at it. He just looks slick all day."
Yeah.
The dialogue in this movie is incredible.
Yeah.
No one talks like a human except for Lorraine Bracco, but that's only because she's just as confused as you are about what's happening.
Yeah, and there's like all of these. I mean, it's you can feel how high concept
Yes.
the creators felt this was. And they have laced in Shakespeare
Yep.
and the Bible and the Hacker's Manifesto, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
May I just like share with you some of
Please.
the director's thoughts?
Oh, like the director,
As
a direct
reported-
quote from the director?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I've got-
please.
I've
I would
got
love
a couple
to know.
of these.
I'd like to hack into his brain.
Raphael Moreau.
Okay.
Was inspired by the hacker and cyberpunk subcultures, and he saw the film as more than just about computer hacking, but something much larger.
Who's
Quote,
Raphael Moreau?
Is he the writer?
The director's Ian.
Softly.
Yeah, so he's the
Softly.
writer.
Okay.
In fact, to call hackers a counterculture makes it sound like they're a transitory thing. I think they're the next step in human evolution.
Yes.
Yes. So he just got really obsessed with the hacker community around the world. And so hung out with a bunch of young hackers. I don't know how old he was during this.
Great question.
But he met Fiber Optic,
Okay.
Yep.
which is spelled like in the most insane way you can imagine.
PHYB3R.
I mean, basically no numbers, but
Oh.
optic with a K.
Oh.
Yeah.
No C's. And a 22-year-old hacker who spent most of 1994 in prison on hacking charges. Let's see, he remembered one guy was talking about how he'd done some really interesting stuff with a laptop and payphones, and that cracked it for me because it made it cinematic.
Yes, baby.
So
And that's how we know that made it cinematic because everyone who made this movie agreed the most cinematic thing in the movie is teenagers sitting in phone booths typing. Because when they are hacking the Gibson, which is the supercomputer that the Plague uses to run oil company or whatever. The server room that Penn Jillette lives in. It's like an Inside Out. It's like the Inside Out brain, except it's just the Gibson. There's it's a theme of this movie, a too long of a sequence where they are just rotating around the phone booths as they're all hacking the Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you mean the actual phone booths rotating?
Yeah. It was amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Yeah, they didn't put the camera around the phone booth. That is a phone booth that spins.
It's amazing.
Too fast for what they're trying to do.
How dare you?
No.
They're surfing the net.
How long Angelina Jolie had to stand while she got spun by like some like PAs?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that comes after my favorite line of the whole movie
Please.
is, you're going to have to use your best viruses.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
And I kind of wonder if there wasn't like, I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but the dance scenes all take place in London. I just say this out loud.
No.
Huh?
Okay. So all the dance / Shredder's Den scenes were filmed in London.
Why?
But why? Because they were already filming in New York, so they had to pick the other most expensive city to film in.
Huh.
It's completely unclear why that was a necessary thing. And this thing cost $20 million.
No. Maybe London has like the coolest hacker clubs in 1995.
Like they went to a bathhouse and they had to return it to its original condition. It's just wild.
Wild.
This is not necessary.
Well.
Anyway, but I'm sure there was a reason.
Yeah, you wanted to go to London, probably.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't blame him.
Sure.
Somebody was like, here's $20 million to make a movie about hackers.
Listen, if Adam Sandler can do it, Ian Softley can do it.
What did Adam Sandler do?
He just makes movies that take place in cool places to go on vacation so he can just go there while the studio pays for it.
Really? Is
Like-
that what it all? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know his movies.
Every movie he's made for Netflix in the last 10 years is always just like, oh, me and my wife are going to some incredible paradise and hijinks ensue.
Oh yeah, like with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, this guy whose character trait is that he always wears the most comfortable clothing available to an adult man is going to go to some amazing resort. It's genius. I mean, yeah. Maybe he was inspired by Ian Softley.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, this guy just went to London to film indoor scenes at night.
Yeah. I also read he doesn't really care about making movies or money anymore, but he wants his friends to work, so that's why he keeps making movies.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
There you go.
Don't be a creep.
It'll be
Yeah,
great.
don't be.
It'll be-
What?
But the manifesto was the hacker's manifesto was real, and a cop reads it out, or a character who is a police officer is like reading it out loud, and the actor makes his absolute best attempt to sound natural.
Yes.
It's very difficult. He just sounds like he's like, huh? What's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's commie garbage or whatever.
But then his partner, Mark Anthony, the singer,
Amazing.
thinks it's cool.
Yeah, he does think it's cool. And then he goes undercover and is on the scene at many of their parties, which doesn't amount to much, right? Like he's in all these scenes where like he's gone undercover, but then it's all like all of his hard work is ruined because like when they're finally able to incriminate Joey Two-Sigs, they're made immediately because his partner literally just has a giant camera on his shoulder pointing at them.
That's
Right?
right.
Yeah.
So
Then
like
they just
all that
chase him
work
down.
for nothing.
And yeah, although Joey Two-Sig should know not to, in the middle of Washington Park, pull out a neon yellow floppy disk.
They're
and
talking
just hand
so
it.
loud about it too. Like,
The floppy disk as accessories in this movie also killed me. Before
Please.
Cool Zero Burn
Yes.
is getting ready to do his hack off with
we
acid,
didn't even talk about the hack
Burn.
off.
where their date is he has to become a slave if he loses, and she has to go on a date with him if she loses.
Yeah.
To see who's the better hacker. In preparation for that, he's storing floppy disks like in his shorts, in his
Yeah.
pants,
And
in
he's
his
standing in
pockets,
front of the mirror.
and taking him out like he's a gunslinger
It's
in the Old
amazing.
West.
Like,
he
he
even says
pulls
like,
up
"You
it- yeah.
talking to me?"
He pulls up his shirt to show the disc that's stuffed in the front of his pants. He whips out another disc
Yeah.
from the side of his coat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to take them semi-seriously.
I guess so.
Right?
I think it's supposed to be
Is
cool.
it funny?
Yes, I think the answer is yes to all of them. That's why I think this movie is so confusing. Because, like, they're obviously ridiculous, right? Like, you don't dress Matthew Lillard up that way if you're not like, these people are kind of ridiculous, but it's like, they're so cool because they don't care how ridiculous. I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if it were a comedy,
Yes.
it would actually be very good. Nonstop laughs.
Yeah.
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 Acid Burn wears a motorcycle jacket and a rash guard for a lot of the movie.
Yeah. And then she has like a weird, like,
Oh, yeah,
robot finger for a bunch of the movie, too.
Yeah.
And then we first meet Lord Nikon wearing like an Obi-Wan Kenobi robe
Yes.
for
Yeah.
some reason. And like Molly was saying, it's unclear if that's where he lives or if it's just like some place they hang out.
And
think
he
it's
just
his
comes
place.
across as so much older than everybody
So
else,
much
right?
older, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a joke.
Is it a choice? I don't know.
Is he
Okay, I
supposed
just
to
have
be
to
like-
say this out loud.
Please.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Roby. That's
Yeah.
what he was wearing.
Yeah. Kenobi, Kenobi.
Oh my God. You're right. That's
Okay,
amazing.
good. Thank
you.
Okay, phew.
Real high five.
Good
That was
one.
pretty good.
That's
That was a
incredible.
good one.
Cut everything else out of this episode. That's all we need.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Roby.
That's
Yeah.
ours. Disney,
Yeah,
it's
hey.
ours.
Yeah.
Disney?
And licenses from us for $100 million.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
They've got it.
I was going to say 1 million,
No,
but that's not
$1
enough. It's-
$billion.
There
I
we
mean,
go.
Ewan McGregor, you want to put on that Roby again? You got to come to Totes Recall.
That's right.
That's right.
Do you think Ewan
hang out with
McGregor
us,
does
maybe.
want to put on that Roby again?
Man, that's probably such a sweet gig for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, I just wear pajamas in front of a green screen. You pay me millions of dollars while I do cool sword moves that I learned 20 years ago with this young kid? Absolutely.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds
no,
fun.
I mean, yeah. Sounds pretty cool.
The man just needs his money so he can, like, hang out and ride motorcycles or whatever he does in his free
He's a
time.
big motorcycle rider.
Yeah.
One little fact that I did enjoy is
Please.
that Angelina Jolie and Tommy, who is it? What's his
Tommy
name?
Bahama.
Yeah, Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahama.
Crash over zero.
Got married soon after
Huh.
this ended its filming. And they were married for like 4 years.
Wow.
And they remained friends.
Was this before or after she was with Billy Bob Thornton and they kept their own
gotta be
blood
before,
on each other's
right?
necks? I think so, right?
That
Yeah,
was
that
a
seems
weird
right.
time.
She was a wild young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see how, what's his name is now. You can kind of see why she'd be kind of a mess.
Yeah.
John Voight.
John Voight.
Yeah. Yikes.
She's helping child refugees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing good stuff.
Let the record show, she's way cooler than John Voight.
Yeah. I'd say she's way cooler than Brad Pitt, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's apparently kind of a
Kind of,
Yeah.
Kind of a D.
kind of
Yeah.
a D.
Yeah.
Kind of awful.
Good hair,
Yeah.
though. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you do?
A lot of D's have good hair.
Just a lot of D's
Sucks.
have great hair.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah, yeah.
really unfair.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, people who aren't also have great hair. So hashtag not all great hair.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is hashtag not all D's?
Yes,
Yeah, let's
absolutely.
try.
Let's get that going.
Roby Kenobi
Let's
is
get
ours.
hashtag not all D's going. See where that takes us.
We're still hashtagging
I don't know. I doubt it.
on your B skies or whatever.
I mean, maybe on TikTok we're hashtagging, but just so the algorithm catches your thingy for the right feed. So we'll get the not all D's feed going, which honestly is probably good for TikTok, right? If we're trying to start a trend where it's not all D's.
Not all D's.
You know what
Not
I'm
all
saying?
D's nuts.
But then, is it just like it's like a grocery store one? Not Aldi's?
No.
Trader Joe's.
What's wrong with
Not
Aldi's?
Nothing's wrong with Aldi's.
I feel like you're taking it out on Aldi's.
I like Aldi's.
Okay, let the record
It's
show.
cheap.
Hey,
You
want
gotta
a
bring
hot
your own
deal on
quarter
it?
though.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Unless you
This is-
hack the system.
Oh, wow.
Just
Play
borrow
your
someone else's.
cassette tape next to the thing.
Okay.
But don't bring your favorite quarter. I will
What?
say that.
Do you have a favorite
You
quarter
get
that
it
you lost
back?
to Aldi's?
No, you do not, sir. You get back a quarter, but it might not be the quarter you brought.
Oh, only if you trade carts for quarters
They
out in the parking lot.
insist. No. After you check out,
Not my
dare-
Aldi's.
Oh,
Hashtag not my Aldi's. Not all Aldi's.
not all Aldi's.
Not all Aldi's.
Not all Aldi's. Ugh.
Well, my experience, at least twice in a row, has been that there's some other cart waiting at the end of
Oh,
the thing.
sure. And they give you
No.
that cart.
And they give you
instead
that
of
cart, and then when you stare for a second, thinking longingly about the quarter that you brought,
Yeah.
they just look at you like, you need to move along.
What made the quarter so good?
shiny
It was just a good quarter.
Mm.
It was just a good one.
Okay.
state quarter.
No, it's actually one of the ones with the eagles on the back,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the old school quarters.
Numismatists. What are they
New
called?
business?
No, what are the coin people called?
Numinimus?
Oh, I don't know.
Numismatists?
I don't think it's new nibs.
It's something like that.
Oh,
No,
like
how dare you.
philatelist, but for coin.
Huh?
That's stamp collector.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, I don't
But it's
know.
like something wild, like numismatists.
Okay.
Numisers.
That's how they keep it exclusive.
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can't say,
pronounce
if you
it, you
can't say it,
can't
you
join
can't
it.
do
Get
it.
Yep.
I collected pennies for a while.
There is okay, hold on. We have there's a quick shout out. We have a known to me patron who definitely collects coins. Please get on the Discord and tell me what the name of these things is.
612
809. I mean, I said go on the Discord, but but-a-do.
The last 4 letters don't matter, but you do.
2 twos and putt. 612-208-9788.
Or just
Get
you
on
can go to
Discord.
totesrecall.com or go to Discord or
Numismatists. Are you just going to say it and ruin it for me?
No,
Okay.
I know what it is though.
Well, good for you.
Wow.
So cool. Beth is
I hacked my phone.
Whoa.
Figured it out.
Wow.
So cool. Can we all agree Beth is the coolest member of this crew?
we do
Yeah.
agree.
It's
She's-
probably because of my tiny sunglasses
That's
that
right.
I'm wearing right
I mean,
now.
you're the acid burn for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm
I'm the acid learn.
Oh, wow.
wow.
I don't know.
I don't.
Does that mean does that mean you're like Best Apprentice?
Listen, that's just like the quality of digs that happen in
That's
this
good.
movie.
Yeah. Best with the best, die like the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like Burn overrides catchphrase.
apparently. And it like usually doesn't work because he sucks.
Yeah.
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 Anyway. You know who doesn't suck?
Who?
Is
Who is that?
our fans and
Oh.
patrons.
Oh, I get it. At the end when it says crash and burn, that's like a couple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like Bradgelina, but
Years earlier.
Crash and burn.
Got
also
it.
teens. But not
No,
teens.
they're-
Legal.
they are teens, but they are
adults.
18.
Of
Go ahead, Beth.
age of 18.
Thank you.
We turned to Discord, our hacking platform,
Nice.
for
Where we-
questions and comments.
Yes. People have hacked in and typed out questions and comments.
Very slowly.
They have swam through the equations and weird lights of the internet to give us these Q's and C's.
Yeah. Kate, spelled K8, very hacker,
Oh,
Nice.
hacker.
Very hacker.
asked, how is the soundtrack this good? I don't know, but it's great.
It's
a
pretty
lot
good.
of Prodigy, as predicted.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. We were dancing in our seats.
Yeah, especially because it's mostly used in scenes where people are fully sedentary.
And also, they go on to comment, this is where many first met Jolie's smirk and were forever changed. She got Riz.
She does.
No
have
doubt.
Riz. She does. Wait, is that part of the C or is that you saying that?
That's me.
She's got Riz, no doubt, as you?
Yep.
Okay. I agree, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're not attributing.
No cap.
Oh, yeah. We were going to explain no cap to me?
I mean, that's up to Molly.
Yeah, it means it's the truth.
Why?
Cap means lie.
Why?
I don't know why.
Well,
I'm not a teen.
you're the youngest person here.
Maybe it means like
Well,
no
I'm 40 years
capitalism.
old.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. We're all 40 years old.
No cap? Like you lie in caps lock?
No, y'all.
Oh my God.
Listen, there are
What?
few things sadder.
Do you think people lie in caps lock? If it's caps lock, it's a lie? Is that what you
Maybe.
think?
What are you covering? Why are you yelling at me? You're covering it up for something.
Oh, sure.
A lie.
Y'all, no, just don't. You never, under any circumstances, try to deconstruct slang because it will only make you look terrible. You just accept it and move on.
No cap.
No cap.
No
Got
cap.
Riz.
Oh, God.
Skibbity Ohio toilet.
You know, everybody who uses this language is just flushing it down a toilet right now.
Skibbity
They're
toilet.
like,
No, I finally learned what that was, and I hate it.
All right, my last name's a palindrome asks, I haven't seen this movie, but I assume they all have cool hacker names.
Yep.
What would your code name be if you found yourself in league with hackers? Did we do that the first half?
We
Yeah, we
did.
I
did.
forgot everyone's
I'm
name.
Phoenix.
You're Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, I'm Scorchpian.
I'm the cobbler.
That's right.
Molly was.
mine was
Phone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right. Phone.
Phone freak, but phone
Phone
spelled with an
freak.
F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But spelled
the correct
properly.
way.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
movie
But
phone.
there was a Phantom Freak in the movie.
Yeah,
There
that was
was.
cool.
Now that I know that, I probably would pick a different name.
What are you going to change it to?
No sleeves.
No sleeves.
No
No
sleeves.
sleeves.
No Captain America.
No cap sleeve.
No cap sleeve.
sleeves.
There you go.
Captain
Mm-hmm.
America.
What?
Okay, we get you.
The cobbler
It's
is
just-
spelled with zero.
K, obviously, at the beginning.
Yes. K0, B, lowercase b, uppercase B,
Okay.
L3R.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Carzon states, I get hackers confused with sneakers because they both have cool 90s hacker
I
vibes.
hear that.
Detsuga responds to Carzon, I can help you remember. Sneakers is a good movie. Hackers is not.
Whoa. Shots
Crash and
fired.
burn.
Carzon replies again.
What?
Wow. We're all eating popcorn. That's
Yeah,
a
we
GIF.
are.
1. Shots fired. 2. Hackers taught me what real hacking looks like, somehow flying around a weird virtual landscape interpretation of a CLI. 3. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a CLI?
Command
done.
line interface.
Thank you.
That's it. Frost states, maybe Netvember need the second Matrix movie.
Mm.
Wow. Bold.
Wow.
I'd watch it.
I mean, this movie definitely hobbled so that the Matrix could fly.
Can I,
Right.
once again, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said this on pod, but my absolute favorite movie review I've ever heard was one of my best friends in Atlanta.
Brag.
We left The Matrix 2,
How was it outside?
Zion something. What?
How was it outside when you left the theater?
Pretty temperatures pretty high.
It was
Movie-
pretty moderate.
Movie probably came out in like June, July.
It
right?
was.
Probably were like you didn't have a sweatshirt on. You probably had a sweatshirt on in the theater
No sleeves?
because it was cold, and then you probably went outside.
Yeah,
and
you're
felt
like, oh,
you
I
had
got to take this off.
Yeah.
Because it's so.
How about on your head? Yes cap? No cap?
Y'all, no one says Hotlanta.
No hats?
I heard it today.
Yeah,
Not
like
Lana.
literally, like I feel like people say it all the time.
Dude, Molly, you got hacked so hard just now.
So hard.
Anyway,
Anyway, we walk out and she was like, man, there were just so many machines. Every time I woke up, machines.
nice.
I love
And
that.
she meant that
That's
very
great.
literally. She fell asleep several times.
That's amazing.
Anyway, but Matrix 2, that could be fun. It's definitely on the net. That I remember.
It's on Unnet.
Yeah.
It's, yep.
That's the end.
Wow.
Oh.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you.
Thank you, patrons.
We had a phone call.
What?
way.
Somebody freaked us? We got
yeah.
freaked?
We had asked one of our Discord folks was talking about having celebrity sightings.
Yes.
And Molly asked them to call in and follow up on it. So here is the call.
Hi, Totes Recall. This is Discord user BenViz calling to report on my David Beckham experience.
Oh.
Yeah, so I moved to LA shortly before David Beckham was recruited from across the pond to join the American men's soccer team, the LA Galaxy. Anyway, my wife was driving. I saw out the passenger window as we drove down LA's Walk of Fame, a big scrum and photographers all pointed at who turned out to be David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, his wife, the Spice Girl. Anyway, so that was that. It was not that exciting, but I did see him, and he was the first person I recognized since I had moved to LA. 2 other quick celebrity sighting stories, and then a bonus Totes Recall celebrity sighting story. So I was going to Shakespeare in the Park with my wife and my baby, who at the time was not walking. Wife dropped me off at sort of the trailhead with a ton of baby gear because we had a ton of baby gear. So I'm standing there waiting for her to go park the car and come meet us when I turn around and Mary Louise Parker from Weeds was walking up the trail right behind me. We make full-on eye contact. She gives me this huge smile and then a shockingly graceful curtsy, which I thought was weird, but in retrospect was probably a really good way to make sure I was too dumbstruck to actually like strike up an awkward conversation with her. The last one I want to say is I was with my friend who's really good at spotting celebrities. We're walking past this restaurant and he says, "Oh my gosh, I think that was Yardley Smith, voice of Lisa Simpson."
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like freaking out and I say, "Really? I didn't see her." And he says, "Well, we can go back and look."
No.
So we go back to window of this restaurant to look at Yardley Smith. And I see the back of her head and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's her." But then I realize the person she's eating dinner with is like reacting really strongly to me. And I look at her and I realize it's a friend of mine from high school. She comes running out of the restaurant. We have a big like, "Oh, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years." Catch up conversation. Very briefly, she's like, "Oh, I'm having dinner with my good friend Yardley Smith." And I was like, "Oh." Wow. And she said, "Do you want to meet her?" So I got to go in and shook her hand. Which I wouldn't want a stranger shaking my hand while I was eating dinner, but whatever. She was really nice about it.
Nice.
So I tell her what a big fan I am. I leave. I go and rejoin my friends outside the restaurant, and they are like freaking out.
Oh, no.
Did he get hacked?
Cliffhanger. He got hacked. But he did follow up with text. But the end of the story is that, unbeknownst to me, Yardley Smith saw me freaking out that I'd just met her, and she laughed at my silly celebration dance.
Aww.
Oh, and the tote specific story is that a guy I went to school with was a child actor in Back to the Future 3. I haven't checked, but I'd love to think it was him who famously had to pee.
Yes, please. God, I hope so.
That's the best of all.
Wow, those are great.
Great.
So many
Fantastic.
great
Thank
celebrity
you.
sightings.
Thank you, Viz.
Thank you for calling in. I believe we made promises if that phone call would happen, didn't we?
Oh, I don't
I
remember.
think we're going to send a pen.
Oh,
Are we
okay.
going to send a pen?
I mean, we can send a pen.
I think I promised to tell the story if it was good enough of when I saw Jeff Garland. Did I make that promise?
Oh, yeah. And then I said I would tell a story of when I saw Peter Jennings smoking a pipe.
Yeah. I don't remember if we needed more call-ins or not. So
I can't remember either.
I'll just say it. I was at the farmer's market in LA and I was looking for the bathroom.
Nice.
And Jeff Garland was sitting there and I made eye contact with him while I was looking for the bathroom. And then I went to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Nice.
dog.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Yep.
I think LA is very strange that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I saw like Mary Kate Olsen in the bathroom at Nobu in LA one time, and
Just Mary Kate?
yeah,
Whoa.
and she was, I think, eating dinner or something with her boyfriend, and this very drunk lady waited for her to come out of the bathroom and asked her to sign a freaking paper towel.
Yikes.
It was like awful, but anyway, it was very cool to, whatever. So stuff like that happens all the time in LA. And so when I was sitting in a Santa Monica diner, I saw this very handsome man sitting like 2 booths away. And I was racking my brain as like Melrose Place. Like I could not triangulate like who he was, like what I knew him from, but I knew he's just like TV gorgeous,
Sure. Right?
And then as I got up to walk out, he goes, "Molly." It was somebody I knew. I mean, not very well. He was like a good friend of my sister's.
Yeah.
But I was like, I think I confessed to him. I think I was like, "I saw you, but I thought you were a celebrity
Because you're so handsome. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's
Great opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You probably didn't remember him because you were like, your brain just fried every time you saw his beautiful face when you were younger.
Thank you for calling in, as always. Our rating scale, as we all know, is Love Line No Sleeves.
Of course.
Which is at a piece of apparel. What is Love Line No
No,
Sleeves?
it's a casual
It's a
relationship.
phrase. It's a phrase that means casual relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No cap.
Come on, Dan. Take an interest.
Yeah.
Riz.
Jesus Christ.
I only know 3 of the new words.
Words.
Dan, you gave it 4. You think it would rule but be bad.
Yes. Okay. I completely agree with myself from however long ago that was. This movie ruled. I had a great time watching it. Every minute of it was a choice, and it was the right choice. But it was also objectively a terrible movie. And yet, what an incredible time capsule and just beautiful, beautiful diamond, beautiful swan emerging from the 90s. Yeah. I mean, if I'd watched this myself, I would have been like, haha, this movie's dumb. But watching it with you all, what a treat. 4 love line, no sleeves.
Yeah.
Hack the planet.
Heck to play.
They're trashing our rights, man. Trashing.
That's right. The very subtle cues to
Dig through the garbage.
Go through the trash. Beth, you gave it a 2.
Oh, that was a clue for serial killer.
Yeah.
You just got that?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Yeah, for real. Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Real quick, though, it shows that he actually was a gunslinger of discs because he did very smoothly
true.
toss that floppy disk into the trash from behind the back.
Do you think that was like part of the discussions when they were working on the script? It was like, there's no way anyone's going to believe that he could pull a, I mean, first
Like
of all,
that toss?
yeah, that toss, but
Yeah.
also like, would they not do any kind of pat down or search?
Also, like, weren't there any agents behind him?
I don't.
Wouldn't they have just seen, like, hey, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's not like suspects ever try to ditch evidence
No.
as they're being arrested.
Certainly not.
But, no.
So it's probably new.
Yeah.
Hack the planet.
Well, they probably didn't even know what the disc was because they're dumb adults.
Yeah.
Never even talked to a computer.
I just looks like a giant condom.
Never even talked to a computer. I'm sorry, Beth.
Beth, 2. I feel very confident. My note says no talk, but I don't know what that means.
People don't talk about this movie.
Yes.
Yay!
They should talk about it,
They should.
but also this is one of those kinds of movies that is difficult for me to rate because as a movie it is terrible.
How dare you?
But it is so fun to watch. So I would say if it was just me watching
And
the
it
movie.
is just you. You're not an AFI judge.
What's
You can
that?
just like it.
I know, but I didn't like it.
But you're
I
trying to
actively
be
hated it.
objective.
Okay, I hated the movie.
Okay,
I'm gonna give it 2.
great.
Wow.
But I really had fun watching it.
So you're going to give it a 2, but this movie rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absurd. There's just like none of it made sense to me and there was so much happening.
The choices.
But I really had a good time. 2 stars
Hell yeah.
or whatever.
Hack the planet.
2 no sleeves, no cap.
Love line.
Love it, no sleep.
I know.
Okay.
I was shortening it because I'm a youth.
Oh, you were hacking the rating system. So
Wow.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was saying no sleeves. People know what that means now.
Yeah.
Language moves faster than hacking. You don't even know.
Wow.
Whoa.
I didn't think anything moved faster than hacking.
Think about it. Dan, you thinking about it?
I was thinking
Okay.
about it. Yeah. I gave it a 4. I agreed that it would rule but be bad. Yeah. This exceeded my expectations.
Absolutely.
It was even more of a 90s mess than I could have imagined. It never stops. It just keeps going the whole time. I loved it. I'm going to go 4.5.
Amazing.
Wow.
It's bad as a movie, but it's also not because I was very entertained.
Yeah.
And that's what.
And you followed along despite it being
I
insane
didn't
90s
feel overwhelmed
youth.
at all. It just washed over me
Yeah.
Wow.
Because of the hacking.
because of the hacking.
Maybe I was infected by that virus.
Yeah, the Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, the Leonardo da Vinci virus you passed on to me, and I was unable to watch teens.
The virus that makes you unable to follow
Yeah, that
90s
makes you
teens.
a grumpy old man who cannot follow a teen movie.
Yeah,
That happened to me.
it could
Anyway,
happen to
I
you.
felt a little bit bad for making fun of you. Only a little.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, you talked yourself up to a 4.
Wow.
You have no memory of this, but you bet that you will remember parts as you were watching it.
Yeah, I remember nothing. I have never even seen a preview for this movie. which is why it's so amazing that Beth and I got 100% Utah on our pre-call.
Absolutely.
I had absolutely no awareness of this movie. My experience was enjoying the first part, being really angry and unhappy the second part, and then really enjoying the third part.
Nice.
So I would say I liked it 2/3. So let's just say 3.5.
Great.
3.5 love line, no sleeves. Oh, and a shout out. Like I know I was hard on the acting in this movie, but you could almost tell the scenes that were filmed later where Angelina Jolie is so relaxed and having such a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like the very awkward kissing scenes. There were some other scenes that happened like different points in the movie, but they were just different. Anyway, it was just an uneven ride, but a roller coaster.
What a ride.
Uneven. It wasn't just a little bumpy. It really went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it almost felt like 5 oil tankers were going to capsize, but then it was made very explicit. The ships have stopped capsizing.
That's right.
Amazing dialogue. This movie has incredible script, incredible graphics.
Yeah.
Incredible costumes.
Set design. Incredible character work.
Oh, yeah.
This movie hacked our expectations.
Oh,
That's what I say.
it really I don't know. Like Sneakers is a better movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
But I really enjoyed this experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is an experience.
Yeah.
Just like the World Wide Web.
Wow. Hack the planet.
Hack the planet. Podcast over.
Hackers rules. Matrix 2 drools.
Whoa.
Oh.
Unless we watch it next September, which Netvember. Oh no, I've been hacked.
Oh, shut it down. Quick. Mom, come in and turn the computer off. We got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.